Hey, welcome back everybody. Signing here again with another Additional Creatures 2 Creature Spotlight video. And today we have the Tarbosaurus. That is just an evil green looking, or green-eyed beastie there, isn't it? So as you can obviously tell, it's a Tyrannosaur. Well, Tyrannosaur actually, if you want to get more specific. Tyrannosaurus beta was the closest relative to Tyrannosaurus rex that I can think of off the top of my head. There might be some closer ones, but pretty much size, everything else. They're actually, till recently, some people consider them to be the same genus, just different species. You know, I left this thing here for a while. I should probably clean this up. So, one thing you'll notice about the Tarbosaur is they're faster. They're kind of like a Rex that had its coffee this morning. And, well, they got armoring on the back, 13,000 health. It's not bad. 840 weight. So it's a little lower weight than a Rex, about the same level. A little lower on the health, too, it looks like. And they do tend to do a little bit less damage, technically. Now, one thing is well, left click is your bite, right? Right click, they have what's called a booming roar, which, kind of regretting I killed that Dilo last spotlight now. And it's a roar that actually causes damage. I mean, it deals a decent amount of damage, too. Hey, Pteranodon. You get to be my guinea pig. So, you see, I just did 245 damage to that Pteranodon by roaring at it. But it's basically a 50 base damage, so 50 times your multiplier, and high knockback. Now, these guys, they excel at one thing, taking down heavily armored targets. How heavily armored? Things like rock elementals, nameless, reapers. They do bonus damage to those things, and their regular bite ignores armor. So, doesn't they do bonus damage? They ignore the natural armor. Does not ignore the damage reduction those creatures have, however. But it works out to being that you're hitting for time all math is done. You hit a rock elemental for the exact same damage you hit anything else for. Right, which is flippin' awesome, right? You know, these guys train up in melee, go out hunting different elementals all day long without a problem. They also have a little bit of damage reduction. They take 10% off the top before the saddle and everything else. And in regards to the Reapers and the Nameless, they do really good damage outside of charge. And if you throw that Reaper or Nameless into charge, they do even more damage now. Because now the Reaper has lost its damage reduction, but you're still doing the bonus damage against it. So a Tarbo against a Reaper, it's not a very fair fight. The only thing that would make it, you know, even slightly fair is if they don't spawn on, you know, Aberration, which unfortunately they don't. Now you can see here, though, we actually managed to gather some wood and some thatch. And that's not from the bite attack. That's from the roar attack, which I think is just awesome. So, I mean, it's granted not great. You'll usually find these guys in the mountains or the desert. So that basically means island, you'll find them in the mountains or Carno Island. Scorch, you'll find them in the Badlands or around the mountains themselves. Extinction, they roam the wasteland and they live in the desert biome. Basically places you're going to find rock elementals, except for the island where there are none. But something else, they have a weight reduction of, it is stone, metal, and wood have a weight reduction. So this goes from 18.5 down to 7.4. So it's actually over 50% reduction in weight. Same reduction applies to stone and metal as well. And honestly, they have a lot better roar than the Rex does. But the fact that my panda pooed in the middle of that. But the roar is great for pushing a bunch of small creatures away from you, if you need to, for whatever reason. But I mean, honestly, this thing does slightly less damage than a Rex. I think I think its base damage is like 10 points lower. That's about it. It's not a huge difference. Kind of makes up for it with the damage reduction though, and the fact that these things can go toe to toe with elementals and reapers and not have any problems whatsoever is a huge point in their favor. Now, uses, well, they can harvest a elemental for you. So once you get these guys, you're on the scorch, you're not going to be hurting for probably metal. You'll still need to go out and harvest, but oil, obsidian, crystal, you'll be good on that. You just go out, go eat a couple elementals, you'll be good to go. If you can get one of these over to aberration, bit of a warning, these guys are not immune to radiation. But one of these would be excellent to take up on the surface. Get a high level Tarbo, give it some decent health, max the melee out as much as you can, and go after surface drops. That they could definitely excel in. Like I said, they're not immune to radiation, so you'll have to give them mushroom stew if you take them down below. You can take them into boss fights. Hello, Sky. So they're probably pretty viable for the Rockwell fight, to be completely honest. Even more so than Megalosaurs when you get down to it. And because all the Nameless and Reapers around there, yeah, they're not going to have a problem at that point. But thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until the next one, I'm signing out. Have fun.